Good morning from Franklin, North Carolina, the Microtel Hotel. Hey, Roadrunner, how's breakfast?
Breakfast is awesome.
Is it worth having?
Yes, it is.
And tell me, what are you going to do when you go back up to your room?
Oh, well, I'm going to shave. In the box, I've got a razor and some shaving cream, and for the first time in about 12 days, maybe, I will get to shave. And I think it'll make you look a little bit younger, I hope.
What are you doing, Trigger? Oh, that sigh says it all.
Getting ready to go upstairs and take a shower.
All right.
Get cleaned up again. I'll take advantage of any shower I can
That's
get.
right.
Running water is a blessing.
Absolutely. And how about you, Spinner?
I'm going to come down in a few minutes and arrange for our daily shuttle. We're going to go into Franklin to Outdoor 76, pick up some supply stuff, maybe make a few purchases, and make a day of it in Franklin.
And our chariot has arrived to bring us to Outdoor 76 to do our errands. All right, how am I going to do mine, Trigger? It's kind of empty over here. When we were in Outdoor 76, we bumped into lots of people that we knew. Kathy and Mike on the AT, and our buddy Costa and Peppa, and we decided to come over for lunch. Walked across the street to Martha's Kitchen, and after our meal, look what happened.
Your meal's been paid for by Trail Magic. We have customers that pay for hikers to come in and eat, and we like to pass it along. So your meal's for free today. You guys enjoy.
Thank you so much. So this is Main Street Franklin, guys. I wouldn't miss it if I were you. There's a lot of really generous, kind people here, and a very friendly hiker city.
Well, I was the head of building shelters, and we do a lot of side hill work. You know, the trail gets walked down and you have to redo it up. And there's very little trash to pick up. Hikers are not trash. The most trash we have is when the hunters are out here. Yeah. But we have section, like somebody does this section, so we don't have to do it on trail.
So you said you built the muskrat shelter?
Yeah.
And the standing Indian shelter?
Standing Indian. And we started with one out on the other side of Tellico. It was the first one we done.
You came out here 30 years ago to start all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, I came here and a friend of mine was in the hiking club and got me in, and I was in it 1 year and they made me trail manager.
That'll teach you. All right, we're back on trail, coming out of Wallace Gap and up over whatever hill this is. And look who's behind me. Where are you, Roadrunner?
I'm right here.
There's Roadrunner, and look who's behind him. Trigger.
Howdy.
And Spinner. Let's go get it done. View is pretty similar to what we've been having coming up out of Wallace Gap. Nice steady hike. And we're starting to see some things bloom. We've got ferns out. And we saw some pretty little violets on the side of the trail. I feel like on a day like today, spring is certainly coming. The thing that I'm finding very interesting about the hillsides is we will look at an elevation profile, and I will interpret that we are going up to a ridgeline and over the mountain and back down the ridgeline, but quite often it's just going up a hillside. The ridgeline is still way up above us, and we're just cutting through the side of the hill. And I guess I'm used to peak bagging, where we're always going up to the top of the mountain, and the trails lead to the top of the mountain. So it's kind of an interesting observation that I've had today on the trail, that we're not necessarily always going up to the very top. We're just kind of cutting across them to a large extent. Coming down into Winding Stair Gap, and here is Intense, a man in Franklin who's a trail angel, known along the trail. Coming out of Winding Stair Gap. After our short day, our near zero, 4 miles, we are camped next to Moore Creek at a campsite that does not have a shelter or privy, just has water and sites for tents and hammocks. There are lots of different kinds of shelters that we use to sleep in on the trail. At this campsite tonight, we have 3 different types of tents that all look a little bit different. Trigger has a tent that you get into from the end and is long and has a fly over it. This is called a double wall tent. Spinner has a single wall tent, which means it does not have a liner on the inside of it like the mesh liner that Trigger has. And hers is called a duplex. It fits 2 people. Roadrunner has a different kind of tent altogether. His is what's called a double wall, but it's a 2-person. And you can see how he's going to fit right in there. Over here, I have hung my hammock. Hammocking is another option besides tenting. I have my hammock out, and I have a rain fly across the top. That black line actually will come out if I need to have a tarp over me tonight for moisture. But it may be a clear night, and I might get away with not having to deploy that this evening. I've had a lot of requests asking how I am attaching my umbrella to my backpack. So while it is sunny out and I'm not in a panic mode trying to get it up, I thought I would give it a display. So I keep my umbrella on the side. I'm just going to pull it out here. And I'm going to open it up. I'm going to take that bug out that's there. I have a shoulder strap. I believe this is from Z-Packs. I simply put the butt of my umbrella in that. And then I have an elastic toggle here, and I put that around the shaft of the umbrella, and I just push this back down with the toggle, and it's nice and tight. It goes over my backpack and covers it, and it keeps it nice and centered over. Problem on the AT so far with it has been rhododendrons. We do have to give each other warning when we're coming through and we have umbrellas out that trees are coming with the umbrellas, and that's really the only problem we have. We haven't had high winds with these up, so I can't tell you how it is with the high winds, but I could reinforce this again with another Velcro strap that I have in my bag so that I had a little double duty on it. But this has been just fine between having the balancing point here on the bottom and this point on my, this point here on the post.